Chapter 8 Farmers on Farm. Let's begin. A farmer is a person who is engaged on farm for growing crops, food, or raw materials. Based on what they grow and how they grow, they are divided into small farmers. They are also known as marginal farmers. Their land holdings are below 2 hectares. Their condition is very poor as they are totally dependent on rain for their crops. Commercial farmers. They hold a large piece of land. They produce crops on other products with an intention to sell them in market. They usually use modern machines, proper irrigation system, and the best quality manures and fertilizers. Dairy farmers. They rear milk-giving animals like cow, goat, buffalo, etc. and oversee the harvesting of milk. They sell milk, cheese, ghee, and buttermilk. Such farmers are also known as dairy cattle farmers. Mixed farmers. They involve in growing of crops and rearing of animals on the small piece of land. This type of farming reduces the risk of making losses due to poor weather conditions, and they can earn profit by selling milk and milk products of animals. Subsistence farmers. They practice farming and cattle rearing for their own personal use. It is done on a small scale with an aim to feed the one's personal family only. They are determined as self-sufficient farmers. Growing food. Farmers grow crops of various kinds like cereals, vegetables, and fruits. They grow these crops on farms or fields. To grow, they follow certain steps which are preparing the soil. The first step of growing crops is preparing the soil. The soil is the backbone of agriculture. Thus, before sowing seeds, farmers make soil fertile, add manure, and level it to grow ideal crops. Sowing seeds. It is done by applying 2 methods. The first is broadcasting, and the other is seed drill. Farmers adopt these 2 techniques to sow the seeds. Irrigation. It is providing water to crop fields. Irrigation is done at regular intervals with the help of tube wells, canals, tanks, and sprinklers, as proper amount of water is required for the growth or production of crops. Adding fertilizers and pesticides. By adding fertilizers, soil gets extra nutrients, and by adding pesticides, the grown crops will be saved from insects and pests. These both are helpful in better production of crops. Harvesting. When the crop is ready, it is cut down by the process of harvesting. It is done manually using a sickle or by big machines to cut down the large amount of crops at one time on big farms. Threshing. The harvested crops are then threshed with the help of threshing machines, manually or by using animals like bullocks and camels. Winnowing. The process of separating grains from chaff is called winnowing. It is an agricultural method developed by ancient cultures for separating grains from outer cover. Storage. This is the final step in which dried grains are stored in containers or sacks. Silos, which are tall towers, are used for storing grains. Fruits and vegetables are stored in cold storage. You must know, when the crop is ready on farm, it is sent to the wholesale market for selling purposes. Retailers buy it from wholesale market and then it is sent to the local market, and from here we purchase it and bring it to our homes for personal consumption. Modern tools in agriculture. The main kinds of plants that farmers grow all over the world are grains and legumes. Earlier, the growing was done by digging holes, pulling oxen on fields, etc. But today, modern machines and tools are used to perform different agricultural practices. Some of such tools are iron plow. It is used for tilling the soil. Leveler. It is used to level the soil. Seed drill. It is used for sowing seeds quickly. Harrow. It is used for weeding. Sprayer. It is used for spraying insecticides and pesticides on field. Must try. Select a food that you want to grow in your garden. What steps will you follow? Is it easy to grow? Elaborate with detailed note.